You were sitting down, and your dog came over. They placed their paw gently on your leg, or on your hand, or your knee, or your shoulder while looking straight at your face. You smiled and thought, what do they want? The answer is more complex than you might think. A 2024 study found that 63% of dogs that frequently paw do so for communication purposes. But communication is a broad word. What they're communicating changes completely depending on the context. And once you learn to read that context, you start to actually hear what your dog is saying. Obvious explanation 1. They want attention. Sometimes true. Obvious explanation 2. They're trying to establish dominance. This is completely wrong. Researchers have explicitly rejected this. There is no connection between dogs pawing and dominance. There is no research supporting this whatsoever. So what's actually happening? Researchers found that dogs use the same behavior scratching for at least 5 different purposes: affection, attention, comfort, information, and sometimes stress. And these 5 different meanings look identical from the outside. Science has found 3 layers to this, and the third one, when the paw is saying something completely different, reframes this behavior entirely. The first layer: the paw is a dog's first communication tool. When puppies are born, their eyes are closed, their ears are closed. They can't see the world, they can't hear it. But their paws work. By pressing their paws against their mother's belly, they trigger milk release. This is the dog's first act of communication in life. I need something. I'm here. Look at me. And researchers found this first communication mechanism, the puppy's need signal to the mother, gets transferred to their owners as the dog grows up. When they place their paw on you, neurologically, they're sending the same message they once sent to the first trusted figure in their life. This isn't a small gesture. This is the continuation of a bonding behavior tens of thousands of years old. Think about that for a moment. Before your dog could see you, before they could hear you, before they even knew what you were, the paw was already their way of saying, I need, I'm here, I trust you to respond. And they're still saying it, to you, every time. When does your dog usually paw at you? Morning, evening, when you stop petting them? Write it in the comments. The pattern is always revealing. The second layer, and this is the most beautiful finding. Researchers studied pawing behavior in one specific situation, while the owner was petting the dog, and they found the rate at which dogs placed their paw on their owner while being petted was significantly higher than in other situations. Animal behavior experts describe this as petting you back. They're trying to pet you. Dogs can't stroke with their hands, but they can touch with their paws. And researchers say, this isn't just attention-seeking, this is reciprocal bonding behavior. You're touching them, they're touching you. Oxytocin releases on both sides. The attachment system activates on both sides. This is mutual. When you pet your dog is petting you back. And here's what makes this so significant. Most animals don't do this. Most animals receive touch passively. But dogs, specifically dogs, reach back. They complete the circuit. The connection doesn't just flow one way. It flows both ways. That paw on your hand while you're stroking them isn't asking for more. It's giving back. Oxytocin research supports this completely. When a dog places their paw on their owner during contact, both the dog's and the owner's oxytocin levels show a measurable increase. This isn't one-sided comfort. This is a shared biological experience happening in real time between 2 different species who evolved to need each other. Now the third layer, and this is the most important distinction. Researchers documented that the same pawing behavior carries completely different meanings depending on context. Gentle, single touch with eye contact, and relaxed body language. This is a bonding signal. I'm with you. Notice me. Safe and warm. Repeated, insistent pawing with tense body language. This is an attention demand. Look at me. I want something. Usually food, going outside, or play, pawing while looking sad or stressed. This is comfort seeking. Researchers found that dogs' rate of pawing increases when they detect their owner's stress or sadness. This time it's not attention to me, it's attention to you. That last one is worth pausing on. Your dog pawing at you when you're upset isn't asking for something. It's offering something. Write in the comments, has your dog ever done this when you were having a hard moment? Slow, gentle paw with avoidance of eye contact. This is sometimes the dog communicating their own stress when they don't feel safe or are uncomfortable. Reading the context means decoding what the paw is saying. Same gesture, 4 different messages. And here's the thing, most people respond to all four the same way, with a pet or a push away. But if you can read which one it is, you can respond to what's actually being communicated. That changes the entire conversation between you and your dog. Which one does your dog do most? Write it in the comments. Here's the finding that surprised researchers most. Dogs show pawing behavior towards strangers when those strangers appear upset or sad. A study published in Animal Cognition tested this. An upset-looking stranger and an upset-looking owner. Which person does the dog approach? They approached both. They pawed both. This means, pawing isn't just about getting a familiar person's attention. This is a comfort instinct. Researchers describe this as an empathic response. Joy or pain, they detect both, and they respond to both with physical contact. That small paw on your leg, it's not always "look at me." Sometimes it's "I'm here, you're going to be okay." And they offer this not just to you, to anyone who seems to need it. The comfort impulse doesn't require a bond, it just requires someone who looks like they're hurting. This is one of the most remarkable things about dogs. The empathy isn't conditional. It doesn't ask, "Do I know this person?" before activating. It asks, "Does this person need comfort?" And if the answer is yes, the paw goes out, automatically, without training, without reward. Just because something in their nervous system says, "Someone is hurting, and I have the ability to reach out." Has your dog ever come to comfort a stranger, someone they'd never met, who seemed upset? Write it in the comments. This wasn't accidental. For 15,000 years, dogs lived alongside humans, not metaphorically, but through genuine physical contact. The paw is a dog's most direct physical communication tool, and dogs that lived close to humans, understood human emotional states, connected through touch, built stronger bonds. The dog pawing at you today is the descendant of 15,000 years of that selection. But there's an important distinction here. Healthy pawing, gentle, contextual, accompanied by relaxed body language. Pawing that warrants attention. If your dog paws constantly and unstoppably, pressing harder each time, this can be a sign of excessive dependency or anxiety. If they show their claws while pawing or display biting tendencies, that's a different issue. And if the pawing behavior changed suddenly, was gentle before, now insistent, this may be a sign of physical discomfort, worth asking a vet about. But outside of those situations, your dog placing their paw on you is the most direct physical expression of trust, love, and bonding. So the next time your dog reaches out their paw to you, on your leg, your hand, your shoulder, wherever it lands, remember what's actually happening. They're using their first communication tool. They're petting you in the only way they know how. Or they're trying to say something and waiting for you to hear it. Thinking what do they want isn't wrong. But in reality, it's something much deeper. Sometimes they want something practical. Food, a walk, your attention. That's real and valid and worth responding to. But sometimes, more often than most people realize, they're not asking for anything at all. They're just making contact, completing the circuit, reminding both of you that the connection is there. They're talking to you, touching you, connecting with you. In one paw, every single time. On this channel, every week, we go deeper into the science of the bond between you and your dog because they chose to spend their one life with you. They deserve to be understood.